Let's start off with forest society and colonialism. Forest rebellions. Forest communities rebelled against the changes imposed upon them. The people of Bester were one such group. The people here believed that the land was given to them by the earth and in return they looked after the earth. Their cultural and social life was connected to the forest. The initiative was taken by the Durvas and the Kangar forest where reservation first took place. The British sent troops to suppress the rebellions. It took them 3 months to regain control. A victory for the people of Bester was that the work on reservation was suspended and the area was reduced to half. Now, the people of Bester believed that each village was given its land by the earth and in return they looked after the earth by making some offering at each agricultural festival. In addition to the earth, they show respect to the spirits of the river, the forest, and the mountain. Each villages know where its boundary lie. The local people look after all the natural resources within that boundary. If people from a village want to take some wood from the forest to another village, they pay a small fee. Now, the fear of the people. When the colonial government proposed to reserve two-thirds of the forest in 1905 and stop shifting cultivation, hunting, and collection of forest produce, the people of Bester were very tired. Some village were allowed to stay on in the reserved forest on the condition that they worked free for the forest department in cutting and transporting trees and protecting the forest from fire. Subsequently, this came to be known as village, and people of other village were displaced without any notice or compensation. Now, the British sent troops to suppress the rebellions. Yes, the Adivasi leader tried to negotiate, but the British surrounded their camp and fired upon them. Most of the villages were deserted as people fled into the jungles. It took 3 months for the British to regain control. However, they never managed to capture. In a majority victory for the rebels, work on reservation was temporarily suspended and the area to be reserved was reduced to roughly half of the planned before 1910. The story of the forest and the people of Bester does not end there. After independence, the same practice of keeping people out of the forest and reserving them for individual use continued. In the 1917, the World Bank proposed that 4,600 hectares of annual sal forest should be replaced by the tropical pine to provide pulp for the paper industry. So, it was only after the protest by the local environmentalists the project was stopped. Let us now go to another part of Asia, Indonesia, and see what was happening there over the same period. Changes in Java. Yes. Now, the Kalangs were skilled forest cutters and shifting cultivators. They rose in rebellion against the Dutch in 1770, but their uprising was suppressed. Yes. Now, the Kalangs of Java were a community of skilled forest cutter and shifting cultivator. So they were also a valuable that in some 1755 when the king of Java split the 6,000 Kalang families were equally divided between two kingdoms. Without their expertise, it would have been difficult to harvest teak and for the kings to build their palace. When the Dutch began to gain control over the forest in the 18th century, they tried to make the Kalangs work under them. In 1717, the Kalaks resisted by attack a Dutch fort, but the uprising was suppressed. Dutch scientific forestry. Forest law were enacted in Java. The villagers resisted this law. Forest timber was used for ships and railway sleepers. The Dutch government used the Barrington system for exacting free labor from the villagers. Yes. So, what happened in the 19th century when it became important to control the territory and not just people? The Dutch enacted the forest law in Java, which restricting the villages which access to forest. Now, wood could only be used for specified purpose like making river boats and constructing houses, and only from the specified forest under close supervision. As in India, the needs to manage forest for shipbuilding and railway led to the introduction of forest service. However, all this required labor to cut the trees, transport logs, and prepare the sleepers. The Dutch first imposed rent on the land being cultivated in the forest and then exempted some villagers from this rent if they work collectively to provide free labor and buffalo for cutting and transporting the timber. This was known as the Barrington system. Now, let's move on to the other one. Salmon's movement. Yes. A teak forest village questioned the state ownership of forest. A widespread movement spread. They protested by lying on the ground when the Dutch came to survey it and refusing to pay taxes and perform labor. Yes. So, what happened? They have argued that the state had not created the wind, water, earth, and wood. So, it could not own it. Soon, a widespread movement developed. Some of the Salmons protested by lying down on their land when the Dutch came to survey it, while others refused to pay taxes or fines or perform labor. Most of the Indonesian forests are located in island called Sumatra. Java is where the Dutch began their scientific forestry. The island, which is now famous for rice production, was once richly covered with teak. Yes. The transportation of transporting teak out of the forest, late colonial period. The log yard in Rembrandt under Dutch colonial rule. Now, World War and deforestation. The World War had a major impact on the forest. The Forest Department cut freely to meet the British demand. The Dutch allowed the scorched earth policy of destroying sawmill. So, the World War and the deforestation, the World War had a major impact on the forest. That is, the British department, the Forest Department, cut freely to meet the British demand for the war. And the Dutch followed the scorched earth policy of destroying the sawmill and begging the logs of teaks so that the Japanese could not benefit from it. The Japanese forced the villagers to cut down forest when they occupied their area. Yes. So, in this, I've said already, the Japanese then exploited the forest, okay, recklessly for their own industries, for their own war industry, forcing the forest villagers to cut down the forest. And many villagers used this opportunity to expand the cultivation in the forest. After the war, it was difficult for the Indian forest services to get their land back. Let's move on to the other one. New development and conservation and preservation of forest has now become focus. Yes. Now everyone, that is since 1980, the government across Asia and Africa began to see that scientific forestry and the policy of keeping forest communities away from forest have has resulted in many conflict. So what happened? Conservation of forest rather than collecting timber has become an important goal. Yes, and it has also been realized that if forests are to be survived, the local community needs to be involved. There are many such examples in India where communities are conserving forest in scared groups. They're looking after and done by each member of the village and everyone is involved. So because of this, even local forest communities and environmentalists today are thinking of different forms of forest management. So so far, we have discussed about why deforestation, land to be improved, sleepers on the tracks, plantation, how did forest rules affect cultivation, and then new employment, yes, new trade and new services. And we have discussed about the people of uh, Basta, and then the fear of the people, and then we have discussed about the woodcutter of Java, Dutch scientific forestry, Salmon's challenge, war and deforestation, new development in forestry. Thank you, students.